Hey everyone, let's talk about what's happening in the European EV battery industry, especially after the Northvolt fiasco. Northvolt was supposed to be Europe's ticket to independence from Chinese battery production. Founded in 2017 by two Tesla alums, it quickly became the European darling, raising billions and partnering with major automakers. They even got a couple of facilities up and running, with more in the pipeline. But things took a turn in 2024. Northvolt went bankrupt, hit by a combination of bureaucratic hurdles, production issues, slower demand, and some old-fashioned mismanagement. It just couldn't compete with more experienced and well-funded Chinese players like BYD and CATL. This has shaken up the industry. Investors are getting cautious, and several companies have postponed or abandoned their battery projects in Europe. Reuters reported that at least 8 companies did this in 2024, and Europe's projected battery capacity for 2030 is now just a fraction of what it was at the start of the year. So, what's the future? Many executives and analysts believe it lies in joint ventures with Chinese companies. For example, Ilica, a Slovakian startup, got a big boost when Chinese battery maker CATL bought a 25% stake and signed a joint venture to build European gigafactories. Ilica recently raised €100 million in Series C funding, bringing its total to over €400 million. This trend isn't just limited to Ilica. Other collaborations are also happening. Stellantis and CATL recently announced a joint venture to build a large-scale LFP battery plant in Spain. These partnerships are seen as a way to leverage Chinese expertise and capital to develop a more robust European battery industry. Now, let's shift to some other developments. France's Verker, backed by Renault, is still building a 16 GWh gigafactory in Dunkirk, set to be completed around 2028. They're focusing on proving their technology to Renault before expanding to other automakers. Meanwhile, Britain's Ilica is taking a different approach. Instead of building its own factory, Ilica plans to license its solid-state battery technology. They aim to provide test battery cells to 17 automakers and battery makers in 2025. All these efforts highlight a broader trend in the global EV industry. China's dominance in battery production is undeniable, with companies like CATL and BYD leading the way. Europe's challenge is to find a way to compete or collaborate effectively. Looking ahead, there are calls for more state support to help Europe maintain its position in the green tech sector. The Swedish government's decision not to bail out Northvolt has sparked debates about the role of government support in fostering innovation. So, while Northvolt's downfall was a setback, it's also an opportunity for Europe to reassess its strategy. Whether through joint ventures or other innovative approaches, the goal remains to build a strong, competitive battery industry that can meet the growing demands of the EV market. It's an exciting and challenging time for the industry, and we'll definitely be watching how these developments unfold. Stay tuned for more updates.